Yeah, it was another tight one for us, and I just have been really impressed with the poise our guys have in key moments. They're at their best, and obviously Jared Small hit several big shots for us to get it into overtime and then to give us the lead there at the end. And it was interesting. Regis had a similar game to Westminster the night before. Ball kind of bounced their way, and they won a tight one, and then ball kind of bounced our way, and we won the tight one on Saturday. So, but it was good team effort, and excited to move on to this next weekend.
Yeah, and speaking of this next weekend, you got two teams on this half of the state that travels a little bit less than it usually is. What do you know about Western and Fort Lewis?
Well, obviously big rivalries, and they'll be very excited to be playing against us with the rankings and undefeated. And so we know it's going to take our best effort. Fort Lewis is really talented. Their record is not reflective of how good they are as a team. I was looking at the standings earlier today, and it was like, obviously us and Mines are undefeated, and then there are three teams with 3 losses. They're one of them that are all very capable of winning the league, particularly the tournament. And I think those are kind of the top 6 teams, and we just don't have enough games in for everybody yet to really know how people stack up. In their 3 losses, they had a tough one at Christian where, that can happen to anybody. And then they lost at home to South Dakota Mines without 3 guys. The rotational players were out. And then they played Colorado Mines at Colorado Mines really tough and lost right at the end. So Riley Ferris is the best offensive player in the league, and they just got a nice complementing cast in. They're big, they're physical, they're athletic, and they have some athletic guard play, and so it'll be a big challenge. Western is very, has the key offensive pieces back from last year's run at the end of the year where they won maybe 6 or 7 of the last 6 or 7 games, and they've been getting way better defensively as the year's gone on. So, going up there, they always shoot it well, and as they improve defensively, it'll be a big challenge as well.
Questions?
Learning every week, and obviously different teams and everything. This is your first rivalry weekend, and especially at Fort Lewis. I know they don't have the students there, but it's a whole other level with the rivalries. Have any of the guys that have really been here for 1 year told you anything about this, or you just kind of roll with it like another game?
They've definitely talked about it. I know Coach has talked about it. So yeah, it'll be another challenge this week, but I think if we prepare, we'll be ready and have some fun with it.
Yeah, like Reece said, Coach Dutch would always talk about how big Western and Fort Lewis games were, and how much it meant to both teams to win these games. And I mean, whenever you play a rival, you always want to have bragging rights, but I mean, it's just, yeah. It's just always a big game between those 2 teams.
Have you noticed, as your rankings go up, the other team's intensity goes up just a little bit more?
I mean, yeah. When you're playing against a team that is undefeated, you're always going to want to be the team to beat them. So, going into weeks, we just have to prepare and how we usually prepare, knowing that we're going to get everyone's best effort because they want to be the team to give us our first loss of the year. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with what Trev said, and also just knowing that they're not going to stop fighting. We're going to get their best each night, so it just brings another challenge to the table.
How sore were you when you got up off the floor the other night?
It probably looked worse than it actually was. I hit my elbow. My elbow's a little sore, but besides that, I think that just enough adrenaline was rushing through my body that I didn't really feel anything. I just got up, and the next morning my elbow was a little sore, but besides that, it wasn't too bad.
With the close win Saturday, what do you think being in that kind of game environment will push the freshmen feeling into the freshmen?
Well, I just think that experience is huge for our guys. We've had a lot of close games, and I just think anytime you have success in close games, it just builds a confidence, and so all of this is just great preparation. Getting everybody's best shot is getting us ready for the tournament. Winning close games and being in those tight environments is just everything's amplified a little bit, and I just think that fortifies us. And particularly with such a young group, I think this experience early in their careers and being able to have success in it is huge for this group long term. So, we're thrilled with the way they've responded and the challenges we've been facing.
And then being 10-0 on
Well, I think this team, does everything well, and I think that one of the things that's different from this team in the last couple of years is that, like, people's game plans haven't really changed. The last couple of years, I mean, people were trying to figure out, like, make these guys shoot, take these guys completely away, and doing all kinds of different things to kind of slow us down offensively. And we haven't really seen that this year, other than Christian really trying to sag off of Mac Reniker. That's really the only game planning we've seen. And the reason why is that all of our guys are good at everything, and they have a good approach, and they're skilled basketball players. They're tough. We have a real length, and so when you just add all of those good pieces together, it's a pretty special combination.
I'd also like to say we're really close together, and we like playing with each other, and we don't care who's scoring the baskets. We want to get wins and just have fun together. I think that helps.
How have you guys kind of seen the energy of this team? Not you guys have been able to have fans at your guys' games, but like how have you seen that energy kind of change as well throughout the season?
I mean, when there was no fans, we would strictly rely on our teammates, just riding off each other's plays, just trying to be as good a teammate as possible. And now, obviously, we still rely on our teammates to give us the energy we need. But, I mean, when Mac, like, for instance, when Mac and Ethan both dunked on those guys, we obviously were super excited, but happy that it happened. But having the crowd there just added another level of intensity, and it really helped. I felt like it helped us in the long run.
With having fans there, could you guys feel a difference from games past?
Yeah, definitely, and especially those big plays. It got pretty loud for how few fans there were, but yeah, it definitely brought another energy, which was fun, for sure.
Yeah, I sort of grew accustomed to not having anyone in the stands. So, I mean, even if it was only 150 people, it was a big difference compared to playing with 15 guys on both sides. Yeah, it was just a big difference in the sound and atmosphere.
So I can feel it on the press table there. So.
Yeah.
All right, question of the week.
What are you picking out of 14 or what?
Yeah.
Sorry. Who's your favorite sports hero? Or like who inspired you to play?
That's difficult.
Probably Michael Jordan. I would say now that LeBron's the GOAT, but Michael Jordan when I was little.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the first basketball memories I have is of LeBron James, so I'd probably say LeBron as well. We're getting to the era where, like, my dad's era was Michael Jordan. Everyone wanted to be like Mike. Now I feel like everyone sort of wants to be like LeBron. So I would say LeBron, and then some Kobe, I would say. Those are the two players that just always had an impact on me when I was younger and throughout my life.
So I got a little bit of a weird story for you. So my dad was a college football coach, and my oldest brother was a football player, and then the middle brother became a baseball player. And so naturally, I always gravitated towards basketball, but I know when I was 12, I did like one of those NCAA tournament pools, and Michael Jordan was a freshman at North Carolina, and I got North Carolina in the pool. And so Michael Jordan really did have a big impact on me as a middle schooler, kind of getting into the sport and then kind of taking that to the next level. And I won some money as a 12-year-old, so I thought that was cool too. Wasn't an NCAA violation then.
And you have to